Chapter 1. The First Egg. The air smelled of fresh-cut grass and blooming flowers as the Peters family gathered in their backyard for their annual Easter egg hunt. Laughter echoed through the trees. And the children, Ellie, 6, and her older brother James, 13, darted across the lawn, wicker baskets swinging at their sides. Their parents, Sarah and Mark, stood by the deck, sipping coffee and watching their kids search for colorful eggs hidden among the bushes and beneath the wooden swing set. Ellie's squeal of delight drew everyone's attention. She had found a deep purple egg nestled inside the gnarled roots of an old oak tree. Unlike the plastic eggs scattered around the yard, this one was made of something smooth and heavy, almost like polished stone. She turned it over in her tiny hands, her brows furrowed. "Mommy, look!" Ellie ran up to Sarah and placed the egg in her palm. Sarah frowned. "I don't remember hiding this one." Mark leaned in. "Maybe a neighbor kid left it behind last year." James scoffed. "It's probably full of dirt or something. Open it, Ellie." Ellie, eager to see what was inside, twisted the egg apart. Instead of candy, a small slip of paper fluttered to the ground. She picked it up, her fingers sticky from morning chocolates, and stared at the words, scrawled in what looked like smudged red ink. "The hunt has begun." The family exchanged uneasy glances, but Sarah quickly laughed it off. "Someone's idea of a joke. Let's keep looking, okay?" Ellie, unfazed, ran off toward the bushes with James close behind. But as Sarah placed the strange egg on the patio table, a prickle ran up her spine. She could have sworn she saw movement at the edge of the woods beyond their fence. A figure standing just out of sight. A figure wearing a rabbit mask. Chapter 2. Scratches in the Night. That night, as the house settled into silence, Ellie awoke to the sound of scratching. Soft at first, like something brushing against the window. She sat up, clutching her stuffed bunny, Mr. Hoppers. Her room was bathed in the bluish glow of her nightlight, and for a moment she thought she was imagining things. Then it came again. Scratch. 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 She turned her head slowly toward the window. There, in the dim light of the moon, stood a tall figure. The bunny mask was cracked and stained, its hollow eye sockets gazing in at her. Ellie opened her mouth to scream, but the figure raised a single gloved finger to its lips. Shh! She couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Her tiny fingers gripped Mr. Hopper so tight she thought the seams would burst. The figure tilted its head, then reached down toward the window frame. Click! The lock popped open. Ellie finally found her voice. Her scream shattered the quiet night. Chapter 3. The Vanishing Tracks. Mark jolted awake, heart hammering in his chest at the sound of his daughter's scream. Sarah sat up beside him, disoriented, her hair a tangled mess. "Ellie!" she gasped, flinging the covers aside. They ran down the hall to her room, Mark throwing open the door with such force it banged against the wall. Ellie was sobbing, curled up beneath her blankets, pointing at the window. "He was there." The bunny man. "He opened my window." Mark rushed to the window, but it was closed, locked. He frowned, glancing down at Ellie. "Sweetheart, you must have had a bad dream. See? The window's locked." "No, he was here. He was watching me." Sarah gathered Ellie in her arms, rubbing her back soothingly. "It's okay, baby. It was just a nightmare. Daddy and I are right here." But when Mark pulled back the curtain, his stomach dropped. Outside, in the dirt beneath the window, were footprints. Large, deep, leading toward the woods. He turned back toward Sarah, keeping his voice low. "Stay here with Ellie. I'm going outside." "Mark, don't," she whispered urgently. "It's probably just some neighborhood kid playing a prank." "A prank doesn't leave footprints that deep." He grabbed the flashlight from the kitchen and stepped out into the chilly night air. The backyard was eerily silent, the air thick with tension. He followed the tracks across the yard, his beam of light shaking slightly in his grasp. They led past the swing set, past the fence line, and into the dark woods beyond. And then they stopped. The prints didn't fade or trail off. They just ended, as if whatever made them had vanished into thin air. Mark swallowed hard, his breath fogging in the cold night. He slowly backed away, his skin crawling. The moment he turned toward the house, a branch cracked somewhere in the woods. Something was still out there, watching, waiting. And with that, the hunt continues. Who or what is behind the Hollow Hare? Is it a ghost, a man, or something even worse? The Peters family may have survived the night, but can they escape what's coming next? If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a spooky story. Drop a comment below. What do you think the Hollow Hare is? Until next time, stay safe and keep the lights on. Happy nightmares.